Somewhere along the way, you were taught to trade your truth for connection. Not directly, not with loud instructions, but subtly, in moments that left an impression. You were praised when you were easy. You were welcomed when you were agreeable. You were loved, it seemed, when you made others comfortable. And slowly, without meaning to, you began to shape yourself around the preferences of the world. You learned what to say and what to hide, how to carry yourself in a way that kept the peace, even if it cost your peace. You shrank in small ways to stay included. You laughed at things that did not feel funny. You nodded at words that did not feel true, not because you were dishonest, but because you were afraid that being fully yourself might cost you something essential: belonging. But here's what no one told you. Belonging that requires your disappearance is not belonging at all. It is a performance, a fragile agreement that says, we will accept you as long as you keep certain parts of yourself quiet. That is not connection. That is self-erasure. When you mute your truth for too long, something inside you begins to ache. It doesn't scream. It doesn't revolt. It waits until one day you wake up and realize you no longer recognize your own reflection. You're surrounded by people who like your presence, but they do not know your soul. Because you never showed it. Because every time it tried to rise, you told it to wait. You told it, not now, not here. They won't understand. They won't stay. And maybe they wouldn't have. But what stayed instead was the ache, the quiet grief of being seen but not known, loved but not understood, included but invisible. You are not meant to live this way. You are not meant to live in rooms where only your mask is welcome. You are not meant to stay small so others don't feel threatened. You are not meant to choose peace at the cost of your presence. There is no lasting comfort in being accepted for who you are pretending to be. At some point, your longing to be real will outweigh your fear of being left behind. And that's when everything begins to shift. You stop asking, will they still love me if I show them who I really am? And you start asking, can I truly love myself if I keep hiding? That question changes everything. It doesn't always make the path easier, but it makes it real. And real is where your healing lives. You will lose some people when you stop disappearing. Some relationships will fall away. Some spaces will grow quiet. But the silence that follows is not emptiness. It is clarity. And in that clarity, new spaces will find you. People who see you without needing you to shrink. Rooms where your presence does not overwhelm, it completes. But even before those spaces arrive, something else will return. You. You will begin to feel whole again, not because you have found new people, but because you have finally found the courage to be seen, without apology, without editing, without delay. And that is where true belonging begins. Not when others approve of you, but when you no longer abandon yourself for their approval.